Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have fun playing some Magic. And today we're playing a legendary tribal deck with Annie Joins Up. This is a fun card. It's a Panharmonicon that also deals 5 damage when it hits the battlefield, which is a really big deal. So it's Panharmonicon for any legendary creature we have that has a triggered ability, not just when it enters the battlefield, but any triggered ability, it triggers an additional time. And so if we have like an Inti, whenever we attack in, we get to have it to trigger twice. If we get to have Roxanne on the battlefield, and whenever it enters battlefield, it creates a meteorite, which does 2 damage to any target. We can have 2 of those instead. It also adds 1 mana of any color. And then whenever it attacks in, does it again. Annie Flash, whenever it taps, we get to exile the cards, top 2 cards of our library. If it ever taps, we get to do that twice. And same thing with like Fortune Loyal Steed, be able to saddle up Annie and then swing in and be able to have the ETB effect of Annie, where it gets to bring back permanents with 3 mana cost or less. And this just becomes really silly if we go off with this deck. And the hard part, of course, is going off in this format. This format is really, really difficult to difficult for mid-range decks to actually pop off. And so we have to have tons of early game interaction. We have Get Lost, we have Fateful Absence, we have Play with Fire, we have Lightning Helix, hopefully giving us enough life, and also just the 3 damage, which kills a lot of the early annoyances. But also with Roxanne and with a few of our other creatures, we actually have a decent amount of just like deal damage to the face. And so we have Lightning Helix and of course like the Play Fire here to actually just be able to send enough damage at face towards the end to just finish out the game. I wish Annie Joins Up also hit face, but it only hits creatures and planeswalkers. But the 5 damage is very relevant for a lot of the big threatening creatures in the format right now as well. We have Adeline. We have there's a Bristling Bill. Whenever we land hits battlefield, we can put 2 counters onto it. There's some other legendaries that would be good here. I'm trying to throw in a lot of the more newer creatures and just have some decent early game options, as well as some new cards. I think that this one I might fine tune a little bit more later on, and so guys, make sure you subscribe so you're looking forward to the next video when I touch this one up a little bit more. But honestly, this is still really good. Selvala, whenever he casts creature spells, we have so many creatures in this deck. Whenever he casts one, he gets to create tokens, and that can really go off with Annie Joins Up. And yeah, our mana base is just all of the lands. Honestly, it's been so long since I played this that I'm just kind of throwing stuff together, and we're hoping that it's awesome and fun because that's what we're here for. Let's dive into it. All right, this is a decent starting hand. We'll keep it. This is the biggest issue with Fortune, is that we actually have a lot of creatures that don't necessarily trigger on ETB effect. It is still a decent card just by its stats and being able to scry to, but it's not necessarily the bestest of all hands in the world here. Do I want to be able to hold up the mana for the Play with Fire? You know what? Yeah, I do. Pass the turn. Being able to hit the scry here too might not be bad if we just throw it face. I'll probably hold it up to see what kind of matchup we're up against. Ooh, against her Fiend deck. What do we hit with a Play with Fire? I think I am going to go ahead and just throw this at face now. Annie Joins Up on top. I mean, that's what we're built around. We're going to keep it here. I would love to find the land, but that'll be fine for now. I'm trying to remember what Final Showdown does. This is a destroy all. This is like we can save one of our creatures and destroy all, which is nice. And we're going to pass turn. Oh, I forgot to change my camera setup here. There we go. That's where I'm supposed to be, I think. Insidious Roots. Okay, this is different than what I was expecting, and I'm excited for it. All right, Bristly Bill is good. Is that better than an Adeline or something here? Getting it to start going is actually not a terrible plan. If I hit the mana to be able to swing with Adeline is really cool too, though. So let's go ahead and actually get out the Steed. We want to hit land. And so that was actually a really good play. We got 2 not lands off the top. It's probably the weakest of the creatures we have, but it is setting us up for other plays later. All right, how crazy are they going off here? Insidious Roots can really pop off. And so it is definitely terrifying. We need to find answers sooner than later. Lots of creatures. Is this whenever a creature leaves the battlefield? Leaves the graveyard, I mean? All right. So I think I'm wanting to just get Annie Joins Up here first. Is that wrong? It's probably wrong. I feel like I need to save the damage for something else later. whatever. We're playing stuff. I could saddle up here. And this is the nice thing about this is I can saddle up, be able to swing in, create an attacker, and then blink it back so then it has vigilance, basically. Yeah, I know they want that in the graveyard. It gets to exile back. They get to start creating their roots. Attacking in probably is not the best thing to do there, but we got to get our board moving as well. So we're going to set these guys back, have some blockers, and scry 2 again. And man, we're really not hitting our lands. And a lot of these kinds of things just... like, spot removal is not what we're looking for here. If anything, I'm probably looking for land for this Final Showdown. And so that probably is what we're going to do, is we're going to swing in. Is this return it right away or is it at the end of the turn? To the battlefield under their owner's control. So it does come back right away. So Final Showdown is instant speed, though. I can instant speed do it. So maybe, like, in response, I can destroy all creatures. I don't know if I can do that, actually. I'll have to see if I can plan that out, because it goes all at once. What I'll probably do here is Annie joins up. I'll kill Tyvar. And I'm going to hope that they pop off and then wait a turn. And I'm hoping then I can Final Showdown. And so I want to find the land off the top here. And I'll probably swing in with Adeline just to, like, force a block, but also get 2 more chump blockers. Or maybe, yeah, attack him with a Steed. It's just, this is going to be too big by the time anything matters here. The crazy part about these is that they get to tap for mana already. Insidious Fruits. Good card. And it's amazing it hasn't popped off as, like, a more consistent deck because of how insane everything else is in the format. But, like, what they built here with this is it's fairly consistent at being obnoxious at the very least. Decks just have a lot of good interaction nowadays. And they're powerful. They have a 4/5. Are they going to start attacking in early? Yeah, they don't yet. We hit the land, so we can reset the board. Do we do that before Annie joins up and kill Tyvar? I think it's Tyvar first. And then we just chump block as much as we possibly can and hope they don't go too crazy here. But I think that Tyvar has to die.
I was going to win that one.
And attacking in, I do get 2 tokens now. Which, let's see here. It's not going to do very much though. Here, is it? Is this whenever? So it's whenever you attack. So I'm just going to attack and swing in for 1 and get 2 creatures out of it. Oh, I forgot they come in tapped and attacking. I needed defenders. Man, this is just the rust. Haven't played Adeline in a really long time, and I totally forgot they come in tapped and attacking. Oops. Oopsie poopsies. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was wanting 2 defenders, and I forget that Adeline is actually just busted, and it comes in tapped and attacking. The issue here is that there is a chance that we lose on this turn now. If they really pop off, they have enough creatures they can just kick our butts. And so Insidious Roots, they're going to get number 2 going here. Not great. Final Showdown is nice. I'd like to be able to keep Adeline alive for the Final Showdown. Yeah, double's brutal. And we're going to fill up the graveyard as well with this showdown. So if I have 1 more land, I can give Indestructible to Adeline as I blow everything else up. And there is the chance I can go in response here. I'm not sure, because I think I choose it and it says exile it up to 1 creature and set out this turn, then return those cards to the battlefield under control. I don't think there's a chance to interact in between those. Could be wrong. I highly doubt it. Yep. They go attacking. I don't think this is lethal, right? It's really close. 13, 15, 17. I go to 1. All right, you're going to block the big one. We'll keep the Adeline. And this is all just hoping on a land off the top, which, oh. That blows up in Insidious Roots. Or it saves my Adeline. They have 2 of them. We're going to go for this instead. Seven mana? Okay, I think I'm over expecting how much I have here. So yeah, wait, never mind. 1. Okay, it's 6 to destroy all. I was misjudging the amount on that. Bummer. Everything gets blown up. Pass turn. I'm glad I played the land then. This is an issue of just not having played long enough again, and reading like a million cards in between all the time that I've been starting up here again. Razorverge Farmer. Mill 3 cards, okay. Selvala. All right, so we get to start playing out creatures and grading some tokens, which is at least helpful. And we really need to find a way to start drawing cards. I don't know what we have that really helps a ton there. We can get some value from our graveyard if we find Annie Flash. Annie Flash is kind of our main card advantage engine here. Swings in for 5. Does have trample. Mills more. Nothing they can bring back right away, right? Oh, they did bring us back. Okay. It's a 6/6. It's a 7/7. What does this do again? Put a permanent card from among them. What's putting the counter onto it? Is this a plant creature? It's a plant. That's what I was missing. I was like, something's going on here and I don't know what's happening. I think we have to kill this, which just like, I mean, we can't die. But I don't know what we do without Selvala to block all these other guys, but we can't stop the trampling dude next turn. So I should have just thrown all 3 of them into it, just in case they can buff one more time here. Oh yeah, they can just bounce here, right? Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's already game. I mean, bouncing a creature back. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're gonna leave. We're gonna leave now. All right, I like having lands. We're definitely keeping this. Inspiring Vantage. You know, actually, I need to throw out a tap land here, don't I? Tap land here. Inspiring Vantage next turn. And then probably Magda. Ooh. Holding up Lightning Helix, also not a bad idea. We'll get out Magda for now. All right, so this is the green version. I'm pretty sure if it has green, it is the Showdown dude. Picnic Runner. Yeah, I think they run green just for this guy. What does this guy do again? It's been a while. I haven't actually played against this one before. Attacks while you control a creature with power 4 or greater. It gains double strike until end of turn. Okay. So kill you, gain some life, get a treasure. Hold back on blockers, or do I want to kind of keep going off with this? Let's get our colors out for now. Honestly, I have never played with Plaza of Heroes either. Let's double check how this card works. I need 3 to be able to tap to give target legendary creature hexproof and indestructible. Okay. It can also cast all my legendary... It's all legendary spells, which is really good. Okay. We want the Plaza of Heroes out then. Annie joins up. I think I will hold on to here. It boosts everything else up though. So I don't think this deck has a whole bunch of creatures that get much higher than 5. We can always find another one potentially. swing in. And the dream is I want to hold on to Helix for their turn at some point. Like I'd love to be able to target them on my turn, Helix again on their turn, and be able to start going off with Magda. But right now, we get a dragon if they don't kill Magda. Selvala, very good. That doesn't let me play a dragon, does it? So let's go ahead and just kill this. I'm trying to keep creatures off their board as much as possible. I'm worried they're going to shock the Magda here in response. If they do, then I play Selvala. And I'm pretty okay with that setup. But this way I know for sure whether or not I need to do anything else. Okay. Is that enough? I don't think that is, right? It's 3. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get the dragon here. Swing in now. I'm feeling like we can be aggressive now. So pass turn down to 10. They haven't plotted any cards yet. They haven't gone too crazy. Holding an epic here. Okay, I'm not sure if they have the plot. The showdown guy. I'm going to learn all the names. Don't you guys worry. We'll be up to speed before you know it. All right, Annie joins up is interesting. I don't think it's needed yet. I think we just want a Vigilance 4/5 at this point. Yeah, that was pretty good. All right, they had a pretty fast start. They didn't have a lot of interaction necessarily, but they did have a very strong start, and we were able to interact with it. I like that happened. No creatures, just the way we like it. Just interaction. Some tap lands to begin with. Ooh, Duress. Honestly, I am not going to be surprised if Duress becomes main boarded more often in the format now. I think that there's so many like pump spells. There's so many like it hits in almost every deck, and while maybe it doesn't like stop them completely, it's just good. Restless Prairie, we have Adeline, which is good. This would be better if I had a 2-drop or a 1-drop, of course. There is that issue. I mostly like it because it's a good blocker as well. And then being able to have 2 creatures pop off whenever we do attack with Anti-Flash is just fun. I have it as a 1-of. Alright, pass turn. Which version of Mono Black is this? Is this the combo deck? Maybe we can make crime, put a counter onto this. I don't think they can commit a crime at instant speed without me having creatures. Like, I don't think Mono Black typically has that kind of card available. So this is my last chance, I think, to get out Adeline. So we're going to go ahead and do it. And then let's see if they have the main guy we got to kill. What is this? Discard a card whenever one or more players discards a card. Investigate. Only once each turn. Okay, we'll drop a land. Plaza of Heroes is cool. Let's Helix here since I can. And that also lets me hold up Get Lost a little bit easier. Attack in. Fast turn. They knew I had the removal, so that's why I'm interested with this. Okay, how does this flip around? So, P3, activate only if player has 1 or fewer cards in hand and only as a sorcery. 1 or fewer. So I need to start keeping 2 cards. We're still killing it for sure. And then I'm just going to try to hold on to 2 cards. So yeah, don't play this out. Feels weird. Of course, they can go for discard, but like honestly, with 2 lands in hand, I'm fine if they want to play out Duress. They, of course, can get their hand a little bit lower as well. Iganjo also helps I can use that as removal for the 4/4 if they go to block or attack. Cut down. Okay, yeah, they're entering their hand and they're going to bring him out. I'm fine with that. We have Restless Prairie. It's tapped. Okay. Yeah, map tokens. I'm always surprised how effective map tokens are, honestly. Surprised they don't go for it here. Plaza of Heroes helps. Gonna keep 2 cards in hand, and I think I am holding on to the Ganjo again. Yeah, right now we're just holding on to the Plaza of Heroes. I think they're just... I'm guessing that they have a go for the throat. So we're just gonna keep the pressure on. Try to get them with this Ganjo and really hope they don't go for the map tokens first before they attack in. That would be brutal. Draws a card. Is this, it discards whenever they attack? So just when he attacks. I've been unimpressed with this card so far. Feels like they definitely have another one, right? And I'd rather kill the Alcazats. It just comes back the next turn, though. We need a... We're going to force them to play out their cards. Yeah. All right, they had the map token anyway. Okay, Trespasser, we're in trouble. We need to hit good stuff and quick. Out of any flash range. We're discarding stuff now. Get rid of the Steed. Just isn't good enough here. Back up to 13. And we're not racing. Not quite how we'd like to be. Other creatures get +1/+1. I think the right play is for them to be removing this. Let's see if they have it. But we're going to go aggressive. That was aggressive enough. How about that? We found the line. I kind of forgot how powerful that land is. I don't think I've ever gone off with it that big. Yeah, with Adeline and being able to play the human out first, giving all creatures +1/+1. Honestly, that's a pretty busted land. It's just a tapped land in the decks you typically would want it is not as good, but that was sweet. Up against Karplusan and Bristly Bill, some removal, and a Ganjo. We have our color, so we're gonna keep it. I don't love Pain Land here. We'll see how it goes. All right. Feeling a little bit better about what we're up against now. They could have removed for this Bristly Bill. I'm going to still play it out. The whole point of this card is that it's a 3/3 turn 2 play. And I want to be able to try to get aggressive with it if I can there. If I'm drawing out a cut down, I would probably have done the same thing on the next turn. And this way I know I can put the fortune. It would be great if I had done it otherwise. All right, so they probably take the Lightning Helix here. So I don't just kill the bat. They might just want to draw out the Lightning Helix as well, though, if they have like some other stuff here. Playfire is nice. Yeah, still hurting ourselves with that land. Get the Lightning Helix back. Yeah, we'll get out the green source so we're not hurting ourselves every time. Pass turn. I'm interested to see if the first part of Final Showdown here ever works. The first one is just 2 mana. All creatures lose all abilities until end of turn, which is kind of interesting. Are they going to take the Lightning Helix back again? I'm fine with that. Yep, takes it back. We ain't got anything else going on, so that's fine. A little bit slow here so far. Sokenzan is interesting. We'll play it out. Get out the Steed. Scry 2. Lands to the bottom. Alright, good scry. We definitely don't want to hit lands right now. Our most expensive card is 6 drop. And of course we always want to be hitting our land drops, but we want action now. What version of the Dimir deck is this? Is the question. Does it have a lot of the new cards? Because the new cards in Dimir are busted. I can also just give Indestructible to this Steed at some point, so we're just going to start hitting. Oh, put on top or bottom? We're putting on bottom. We're in trouble. Definitely in trouble. We do have a board wipe in hand, which helps a little bit. All right, if they're playing that, that means that they're looking for crime effects. Discard a card. We're still holding on to the showdown. They're showing us that they are a creature-heavy deck. So we're going to try to just hope for this whale and then hit it. We'll see how well that works. They also are showing that they have discard, though. And so do I hit it now so I can at least have the Lightning Helix and not have an interaction for this? Because this is kind of our way to answer this. Once it gets up to 6 toughness, we don't have a lot of options. Actually, we have Get Lost and a few other things. So yeah, let's go ahead and destroy. While we can play it, let's not let ourselves get too far behind. If they hit the land here and just play out the whale, it's a bummer. They missed the land drop. Right. I don't have any of my creature lands, right? Pass turn. All right. Just top deck war now. This is where I am going to wait for the Bristly Bill. I'd rather start getting at least some counters on it instead of just playing a 2-drop out of nowhere. They still get to see my hand here. I think they do. I'm just going to kill this with a Lightning Helix. If they counter this, it's annoying. I don't know if I go for the Fateful Absence, though. If I draw out a counter spell, I'm pretty happy. I think, yeah, they felt the same way. They'd rather just get the look. We'll hold on to that to kind of throw them off here. I'm never going to hold on to more than 1 land ever. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Oops. That's when I should have played it with the land drop. Now I'm just playing it out because I'm embarrassed. It's going to die anyway. I could go for the Fateful Absence, just draw cards here. It's my only answer for the whale. I'm hoping they don't have hard counters. I'm hoping they have other stuff. Anti-flash. It does have flash. I actually wasn't sure. Get out the land now, because now we need to be able to pay for any cost for counterspell. Do I wait for them to do something else here? I could probably go in response to them playing out the whale. If they counter here as well, I could top deck another decent card. They haven't countered anything yet. They've definitely got counter spells. Just depends on which ones. Really? They're letting that hit? That's surprising. Like, I figured they would kill it, but they're letting me get a creature back. Alright, just goes for cut down. Yeah, so I'll have to hold on to the Fateful Absence. Another land. I don't have my creature lands. Okay, pass turn. I know that they have discard, so I'm holding on to at least a couple lands here. Oh, this is this card where whenever they commit a crime, they get to bounce that back to hand. This does nothing for me right now, which is unfortunate. because I would like that to be on the battlefield before I play much else. The hard part here is that I don't think our deck really competes when it comes to just like, let's take it slow and not play anything for a while. I mean, here they just get to basically draw a card. I'm hoping they don't know that I have something else to play. Like they probably have like a Shieldred that they want to drop here, and I'm hoping that's what's hitting, and then I can Annie joins up and be in at least somewhat better shape. Fast turn. Oh. Well, our deck hasn't been that great yet, so they probably aren't finding anything cool, right? Or it's all of the cards that we haven't been able to play this whole time. Probably. They're gonna have an Annie joins up. And then play like Rafine. Do they have white mana? Only ours, so probably not. Yeah, intimidation campaign. Yeah. Yep. Get all that value. I didn't want it. I don't like value. Oh no, Magda. Yeah, that's like built for this deck. They have no treasures yet. We definitely are gonna kill that. Do we kill it with the Annie joins up though? And I think the answer is maybe. No, we'll hold it up for something a little bit better. They're gonna be playing some other creatures from our deck, and I think the Annie joins up hits more things on our side. Oh boy, bad top decks. I don't have tons and tons of creatures, but I do have like 3 Roxannes that we haven't seen in 3 games that I would love to see. This is the issue of a lot of like legendary cards, is that I don't want to put 4 in all the time. It makes sense to try to squeeze in a couple other cards here and there. But it means that we don't see the ones we want. And there's also something about Arena that I swear the cards that you put 1 or 2 of you see so much more often than if you build your entire deck around it. Yeah, let's go search in. Ah, looks like we don't have any more basics. They have all of our basics then. Because I normally have 2 more basics. That's not a good sign. If we don't have more basics, they could start just kind of going land destruction. I guess I have it in my hand, and so, I basically have no interaction from this point on, and this might just be a really bad matchup for us. I think that this matchup is one that we needed to be playing a lot earlier, so I'm probably going to scoop after this draw. We'll go ahead and play you out. And we'll scry 4 deep just to see if there's any hope at all. Of course, if we keep it on top, they're probably just going to steal it again. Yeah, okay. We're dead. No green mana. We get some scries here, though. And we have some removal against mono red. Ooh, plot. We have decent removal for this matchup. We just have to be fast enough. Honestly, this is where they probably... Oh, they have the wrong card plotted. That's right. It's just the Demonic Ruckus. Does nothing for a turn. Interesting. The real question is, can we tap down for the Fortune Loyal Steed to try to start digging for our green sources? Ward. Yeah, pass. That's pretty annoying. That's the turn. And now the answer is yes, we put out a blocker. Green mana, another Get Lost. Honestly, yeah, I think that we win by basically having non-stop spot removal against this deck. And we just have to have the mana to do it. And so we already have a decent setup here between Annie joins up, Get Lost, Fateful Absence. I believe this is just going to be the prowess goblin. Right now, it's probably scarier in this form. Yeah, I forgot to put the menace there. It's all good. Word of 2. 2 or fewer other lands. So the question here, do I absolutely need to kill that? And I think the answer is yes. And so I'm going to do it on their turn. A little worried about what else they'll play, but we'll just go ahead and swing in with this. I think up 3 lands. Pass the turn. How much else can we get them to play on this? It does have haste. Yeah, so that's what's turned around here. They definitely want to play something. Let them go for the play here. If they make this bigger, then we of course kill it. I can just kill it on the next turn. I take a big hit though. Yeah, we still kill it. I think it ends up doing more. Down to 14, passes my turn. Sorry, I'm taking a little bit of time on these just because it's been a minute. I know that's been my excuse for a long time now, but it still has been a minute. I need attack in there, that's fine. Holding up a blocker, a 2/4 is a pretty good blocker against their deck. I guess I should be going Get Lost here instead. This does hit more stuff. Right, it hits enchantments as well. Not that that will really matter, but we'll see. I don't think there's any way to give it indestructible in red. I could have waited until they played a little bit more. They get to draw a card here and get to play something. So yeah, I probably should have waited a bit longer there. Monstrous Rage. Hits in for 5. Could have hit in for 1, and then I play Annie Joins Up. Yeah, and Annie Flash brings it back anyway, so I do block here. Go down to 13. Lightning Helix lets me hold up another spell here. The Flash is pretty legit though, you know? Okay, we'll do Annie Joins Up. We came here to play this card. Let's do it. We're joining up. Let's see how many more creatures they got. I've actually been impressed with how many creatures this deck has consistently had. Typically that's the issue, is that you either have creatures and no spells, or you have all spells and no creatures. Or buffs. I gave them the clue. They haven't hit their 4th land yet. We haven't hit our 6th. I feel confident enough that we can put out a blocker here. And I would love to play a land. Can't do it. I'm also fine drawing out a shock. Because now that we have Annie Flash, this goes to the graveyard, and we can bring it back with Annie. And so, it'll be fine. Yeah, any damage that doesn't go to face, so happy about it. Do I go for the Lightning Helix here? No, I just kill it straight up. I don't want them to have some sort of buff here. Come on, land. Untapped land. I believe in you, deck. Oi. Inti, pass turn, shock it. I'm still fine with it. Yeah, go ahead. Pass the my turn. Oh, Roxanne. Little Roxy. Let's get a couple of those. Oh, and they do have the removal for Roxy. But this also gives us ramp. And this is why we like Roxanne in our deck. And why we have more of it than almost any other card. But we, of course, don't see it until now. Mono, okay. And I think that this will end it. We'll hold on to Sokensan because we can play it out, actually. All right, so grab Fortune. Grab Bristol or Inti. That's an interesting one. We'll go Inti. They come in tapped. I forgot about that. That actually can be bad. Yeah, we'll keep both. If it was anything else we could... Yeah, so we'll pass turn. I could saddle up Annie Flash and look at the top cards on my hand right now, but of course we don't have mana. I have Sokensan I can play out, which I will. Show Off comes out. That's not good. I don't have anything to block here. Wow, they really held up this whole time not showing it off. You've got to be kidding me. Really? Really? Oh, that one. That was not nice. I'm assuming that was a top deck and they just held on to enough spells that they could go off with it. And we had the Fateful Absence on the next turn. I think, did I just get a little too greedy and play out? No, I think they must have just top decked it. No. All right, so that's the end of this one. What do I think about the deck at the end of the day? And honestly, it's all right. It's not amazing, but it's all right. I think Roxanne is busted with Annie Joins Up, and maybe I should have gone for the full 4 of, because that was what I feel like I was wanting more. I feel like we were getting to 5 lands, we were finding some of our Annie Joins Up, and we just didn't have the Roxanne to make it really pop off, and I feel like that's what's needed. The other thing we need is card draw of some sort. I need a legendary creature in the early game that draws me cards. I'm not sure if there's any like white creatures that enter the battlefield and draw cards that are legendary. I could go for just like basic 2-drops that do it anyway and just have ETB effects be good. I could have like Elish Norn also be there. Does Elish Norn actually double trigger? Oops. Elish. Let's do Norn instead. I might not have it. Okay. So Elish Norn, if a permanent entering the battlefield causes a trigger ability to control. So this is a triggered ability for Elish Norn, which means that this would double up based off of Annie Joins Up, which I mean, so does basically everything. But that is pretty cool. It does double up here with Elish Norn. So having ETB effects with Annie Joins Up could be really fun. And maybe that's something I definitely missed here. I just didn't have enough ETB effects. Like legendary creatures, a lot of the best effects are like attacking triggers or whatever. But like Roxanne with this would be really sweet. But then you're overstacked in the 5-drop slot. And so I think it would have been a fun one of, but I'm not sure if Elish Norn would actually be that good. I need to go through and look through more of the legendary creatures. I was trying to play more heavily on the new ones, and I'm sure there are other legendaries that I'm missing that would be much better. So let me know down in the comments below. I did like, however, how interactive this package of interaction was. Like Lightning Helix, Get Lost, Fateful Absence, and Play with Fire was good enough to hang with some of the hardest hitting decks. And so just knowing that means that now I can play like other Boros type of decks. Again, we're just into Boros though. But you know, white, red, and some other color doing other things means that this can work out pretty good. So that's good to know. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.